Hey there, fellow marketers, Professor Wolters here, and today we're going to continue our discussion on macro-environmental factors, looking at how social trends can really impact our business. Because if you think about it, social trends in society can have a massive impact in terms of the products we offer, right, or the prices we charge, or the things we want to focus on, our new product development. There's all kinds of things out there, and we as businesses have to keep track of what's cool and what's not cool. Because can I sell bell bottoms again? Is the jean jacket making a comeback? I don't know. I need to know, society let me know, so I can make sure I have products that really fit with that, okay? And the thing is, depending on where you are, your location, what you're doing, your industry, societal trends will have a bigger impact or a smaller impact, okay? And so I want to kind of go through today are some of the social impacts that in social trends we're seeing more in society that businesses really need to make sure they're focusing on so they don't miss out. All right. And so one thing you want to look at is now in the US, at least, you're having much more what we call a time-poor society. We don't have a lot of time. I mean, think about it. Now, whether you live in a big city or a small town, you might live farther and farther out, so you got a longer and longer drive home from work and to work. You know, maybe you're taking an hour-long train into the city for work, and that's 2 hours a day you don't get back, right? So I've got my 8 to 10 hours of work plus 2 hours of driving. That's 12 hours of the day. Plus, I got to sleep a little bit, right? But then I also do my housework. I got to do this other stuff. There's just not enough hours in the day. How many of you feel like that? And the thing is, companies see that we're getting less and less time to be free. And so companies have had to adjust to that, all right? So you're seeing less socializing. People are going out less and less, talking to themselves. Like I'm here at Washington Park in Quincy, and I'm seeing all these people walking around with their phones like this. They're doing maybe their Pokemon Go, I don't know. They're doing something, but the thing is, socializing has changed. You're not having as much face-to-face. You're seeing much more people socializing via phones. Think about it. How many of you would rather text someone than call them? That's a social trend we have to think about, right? And part of it's that time-poor society. Who's got time for that phone call? A quick text saves me a lot of time. So we kind of think about that, right? Also, with that less and less time, there's also less time for vacations, right? So if we do a vacation, I want to get as much as I can out of it, that whole fear of missing out. And that's why you're seeing cruises and stuff like that really hammer home. Look, you don't have a lot of time. We can get you to a lot of different ports so you can see a lot of different places, right? So you're not missing out. And so they do that. But on the other side of things, you might see it in terms of restaurants. How many of you have gone to the grocery store and you saw one of your restaurant chains you go to actually has food in the grocery store? Maybe you're getting your P.F. Chang's, right? They have a frozen version of that. I personally like the potato skins from Fridays. Guess what? You can buy the potato skins in the frozen food section in Fridays, because what you see is consumers have less and less time, so I don't have time to go to the restaurant. I don't have time to go out to eat. I gotta get home because I'm tired. And so restaurants have made it so, hey, you can buy that food and make it at home. Starbucks, you can buy your Starbucks and make it at home. Ever wonder why you have all these Uber Eats and all those kind of things? Because restaurants saw people are having less and less time. We got to make it so our restaurant can be an option for those people that don't have time. So you're seeing all those things out there. If you're looking at Netflix, who has time to go to Blockbuster and look around? You don't even have to get out of your pajamas. You can come home from work, put on your PJs, get in bed, Netflix and chill. Hey, baby. You know, you can do whatever. And so we're seeing how this time-poor society thing is really influencing businesses, how they're creating things and stuff like that. Now, another societal trend you're seeing a lot is health and wellness. So you're seeing like the Crunch Fitnesses and the Planet Fitnesses popping up all over the place. The YMCA is announcing all their classes and things like that. Now you can do your workouts online. You can go to YouTube, and there's plenty of YouTubers that are doing yoga and Pilates and all kinds of stuff. You can do all that. I mean, part of that, if you think about it, the time-poor society, part of that goes in there. We don't have a lot of time. That's why they're 24-hour gyms. But people are looking to be more healthy. So you're having more of those things. But also you're having less genetically modified stuff. GMOs are going down. You're seeing more organic produce. Think about it. 5 years ago, if you wanted organic food, where did you have to go? You had to go to a special store that only had organic stuff. Now, the organic food is just in the normal aisle at Walmart, because society has really kind of pushed for those things. So you're seeing more and more of that, all right? Other things you might see is people are worried about different sicknesses and stuff like that. How many of you have taken your Purell, or you've taken the little anti-bac stuff and washed your hands that way sometimes? We're seeing society that way, so we're making more things. You'll see there's wipes that you can wipe down your screen on your airplane and the tables and stuff like that. They have those things because people are scared about that. We see society is caring about that. Now, another thing that's kind of important that I think that a lot of people don't really realize is the privacy concerns are out there. More and more people are noticing, how much are all those websites tracking me? What do they know about me? How many times have you been looking on Amazon or looking on eBay, and then you go to some other website like Facebook, and there's that product you were just looking at staring right back at you, like, Facebook, are you tracking me? Well, I don't know if Facebook is, but that ad profile is. And so we start seeing those things. So people really get worried, wondering, how much data do they have on me? What do they have? That's why you'll see all these like privacy statements and stuff like that. You have to accept the cookies. Do you allow us to track all this information on you from our app? All those kind of things. You're seeing people get more and more worried about that. And one of the things you probably see in your life, have you ever had to get a new credit card or a new debit card because some place where you did business had their credit card information stolen? We get worried about those things. So we got to think about, we as a business, how do we protect people's information? Do we just not collect anything? What do we do? And so that's going to influence different businesses that are out there. Now, another thing I think is very important, and you're seeing this a lot more in society, is more the green or environmentally friendly side of society, or more a sustainability aspect of businesses. People want to make sure, like, do I really need all this extra plastic? Do I need all this extra packaging and things like that? Do we really need to have all the plastic straws and things like this? You're seeing people getting more and more concerned with that, right? And so we have to ask ourselves, as a business, do we give everybody a plastic straw, or do we give them a lid they can drink out of? Or do we not have straws at all? Or do we only give out straws when people ask for them? These are the kind of things you have to think about. And the thing is, it can be all kinds of stuff. Maybe it's reducing the waste you have. Maybe it is reusing some of the products you come up with, like ricotta cheese is just recooked cheese. It's like, oh, we've recycled the stuff from our cheeses that didn't make it into cheese to make it into ricotta. Yeah, you have that. Or maybe you find ways to like reduce in terms of, hey, could we make this more sustainable? Like, could we make it easier for people to refill their products? How many of you now are using reusable water bottles, right? And now you see water fountains that have the old-fashioned push button you drink here, but then also they have it where you put your bottle in there and it fills that up for you. You have those things as well. And so you do have this kind of environmental sustainability kind of stuff you have to think about, right? Recycling, all kinds of stuff like that. And so you're seeing businesses are putting a lot more effort to show this is what we're doing to be more sustainable. This is what we're trying to do to be better. I know the university I work at, they have a whole solar field, right? And they're putting more solar fields up because look, our goal is by 2050 to be, net neutral or carbon neutral, stuff like that. They're doing those things to show that that's our commitment. We know it's important to you students and you that are, working with our university, and it's important to us. So we're going to do stuff for that. Now, another societal trend you're seeing is more price sensitivity, because when you have uncertainty in terms of, am I going to have a job tomorrow? Is the economy going to be good? Is the economy going to be bad? I don't really know. You get more price sensitive. I don't necessarily want to spend a lot if I'm not sure if I'm going to have the money to pay for it the next day, okay? And so when you have this uncertainty, you start seeing differences in terms of how people pay, what they buy, things like that. Because when you have a social trend of uncertainty, then people aren't trying really new products because, hey, if I'm not sure if this is going to work, do I waste my money on it? So that might influence things. So luxury brands, what you'll see is when there's tough economic times, which kind of goes in the economic side of it, you'll see them always saying, look, you're going to save money in your gas bill. You're going to save money in, less mechanical work, stuff like that. You see those kind of things. And you see companies really trying to go for a better deal. It's like, look, yes, you're paying money, but it's buy one, get one free. So when you come, you get a great deal with us. And so you're seeing that kind of influence. And then, of course, you can look at the old reason why I'm doing this is the celebrity focus of society. I mean, think about it. How many reality TV shows are there out there? I mean, anybody can be a star. Anybody can start a YouTube channel and make videos about making marketing and stuff like that. But I want mine to be super famous, because society in general has kind of a celebrity focus now. everybody can get their 15 minutes of fame, whether it's a viral video or a viral picture or a funny meme. I mean, think about it. How many of you will track when I put up an Instagram photo, how many likes I get, right? People track those things. And so we see that. And so you'll see companies like, I fly with Delta Airlines a lot, right? And so they have this hashtag, Sky Miles Life. And if you use the Sky Miles Life, they might actually share your picture. Wouldn't that be cool? I got shared by Delta, da 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 da. And so you have that kind of like celebrity focus that's out there. So what does that mean? How does that influence our business? Well, maybe we might have our advertising more focused on how our products help you get to that celebrity side of things, or how it helps you become the star of the show or something like that. And so you see a lot of different things out there, because it's not just, here, want a selfie stick? There's other stuff to it. I mean, think about your phones, right? Because before, if you wanted a selfie, you had to ask somebody to take your picture. Then they put a camera on the front. Now there's video on the front. Now there's a flash on the front. Now there's multiple lenses for that selfie, so I can have the, portrait selfie and stuff like that. They do that because society is going that way. And the thing is, there's a lot of different societal influence or societal trends or social trends that companies have to think about, and it can very much be a very much location by location thing. It might not be the entire country. And that's why this kind of goes over to that cultural side, which we have a video on the macro factors of culture. You might see those things there, okay? So you want to kind of look at that, because honestly, doing the societal factors in a small town in Illinois might be very different than going to Chicago, which is also in Illinois. So you have to kind of look at those things. So businesses really are focusing on a lot of different societal changes in a lot of different places at the same time. Hence why when you travel, sometimes you'll see the same product, but they might package it or sell it in a different way. Anyway, I hope this helps you know a little bit more about societal trends and changes and how businesses need to adjust. And I wish you all the best, and I'll say bye from here in Quincy, Illinois.